Hello everyone, it's Sandra here, and what you're looking at is one of our many fuchsias that we still have. It's October 11th and they're all still in beautiful full bloom. However, what I have stopped doing, partly because of my vacation, partly because Micah isn't here right now, and partly because, well, the fuchsias are winding down for fall and we will eventually just prune them back and they will regrow again next year, is I am no longer pruning off the seed pods that are forming from the flowers that drop off. And you can see that is called a fuchsia berry. Apparently they are sweet depending on the variety of fuchsia. Jason actually ate one when he was here probably a month and a half ago. And so as the fuchsias mature, they produce more and more of these. They have to be pollinated, I assume. So the green ones I'm not interested in, but I'm interested in the purple ones because they have been pollinated, they've sweetened, and apparently they are safe for human consumption. Jason was brave enough to try one, but I want to give them to the worms. So I'm going to pick some berries and I will be right back. So I'm at my other fuchsia here and just wanted to explain why I groom them with Micah. Micah and I call these dealy bobbers. And so as you can imagine, having well over a dozen, probably closer to 20 of these large fuchsias in your yard require a lot of maintenance through the summer. You've got to come out and groom them. In terms of picking off the fertilized seed heads, my understanding is if you don't, you are not going to get more flowers. And obviously the flowers are the whole thing with fuchsias. So Micah assists me and we go through these fuchsias and we pull off these fertilized seed pods. We call them dealy bobbers, and she likes to squash them on the ground. So Micah, if you're watching this video, we are now going to feed these to the worms. And we're gonna see if the worms like eating them because they are called berries. They're called fuchsia berries. And apparently, at least to the worms, they are supposed to be quite sweet. So I'm getting quite a collection of them in my little cup here. So I'll be taking them inside and feeding them to the worms. All right, so I'm in here with my bin that I started with 125 worms, and I've decided to use it as the recipient of these beautiful fuchsia berries. Landon and I collected quite a few, and they are attracting fungus gnats in my house, so I think they are sweet. Now this bin, remember I was worried about the moisture. I did not come in here in the intervening week. It's been 6 days and the bin is actually holding its moisture. There's some of the residents. This means this new bin that is just now turning 6 months old is now retaining its moisture beautifully. I was worried that it would dry out. So there's some of the residents in the old feeding area. But now it's going to be an experimental bin again, like I did with the Can You Speed Up the Processing video where I used this bin to test a concept. I'm now going to test these fuchsia berries. I was going to freeze them, just testing the avocado. There's an avocado open. I was going to freeze them. However, the issue there is what if these fuchsias sprout and I get new fuchsia plants? So I'm like, I don't want to, I just want to see what'll happen with the raw fuchsia berries. So even though I'm risking maybe some fungus gnats in the house because I picked some of these fuchsia berries a few days ago. Here's our corn cob area. Wow, I forgot about that. Look, I thought this was the feeding zone. So there's our worms. The corn cob now has been stripped of anything fast foodish, so it's now slow food. And the worms will go looking for more food, and I am going to give them a treat. Pretty darn sure these fuchsia berries will be a sweet, like fruit-like substance for them. So I'm going in the middle here. I'm actually going to give them some new bedding because I'm not quite sure of the moisture release from the fuchsia berries. And then here are the berries themselves. Probably about 8 different varieties of fuchsias. And you can see they range in shape from this elongated to just chubby round ones. There's a couple green ones in there, a few stems. Some of them are just the berries alone. So there they are. Not going to mix vermicompost in. I'm not interested in speeding this area up. I'm just interested in what is going to happen. So that's it for my fuchsia berry experiment. Let's see what happens. I'll check in a few days. Bye, everyone.